On a morning in August 2018, during an auction held in Grayson featuring Elvis Presley's legendary treasures, gold records, luxurious jewelry, and iconic stage outfits, one object quietly left the room in awe. It wasn't something flashy or extravagant, but rather an old, worn-out book that Elvis kept by his side every night for years, an item that seemed worthless, yet it fetched a higher bid than all the glittering material glories combined. What shocked people even more was when the pages were opened, they were faded, repeatedly read to the point where the ink had blurred, and 3 short words were underlined so heavily that the pen nearly pierced the page. Strangely, those same 3 words were found in the personal diary of Gloria Swanson, the silver screen legend, and Wayne Dyer, the master of inspiration, had quietly whispered them to himself every morning for decades. These 3 words are not long nor unusual, but their power makes people hesitant to speak them aloud. Because according to many, if you repeat them correctly, reality will bend to your words. And the most shocking part? The method of using these 3 words had been buried in silence for over 70 years, until now. But before you go any further, I must tell you this. Once you hear this secret, you can never go back to who you were, because you're about to open a door where your thoughts, your emotions, and even your destiny are no longer things you endure, but things you choose to create. So, what are these words? And why has no one told me this before? That's the same question I once asked, and then I discovered that the people who truly understood this power often remained silent. Not out of selfishness, but because they knew if your awareness isn't ready, then these 3 words are nothing more than a flame in the hands of someone who doesn't know how to hold fire. Not only will they lose their effect, but they could also backfire. That's why U.S. Andersen, the author of 3 Magic Words, kept this method a secret for more than 70 years. And he wasn't the only one. From great thinkers to iconic figures like Elvis Presley, Wayne Dyer, Gloria Swanson, they all used these 3 words, but only when they had reached a deep understanding that I don't need to change the world out there. I need to change what I'm identifying myself with. So who was U.S. Andersen, the author of 3 Magic Words? Many still believe that those who write about spirituality, the universe, or the subconscious must be monks living on mountaintops or some chosen ones. But U.S. Andersen was different, entirely different. He didn't come from a monastery, nor did he live a secluded life. He was the captain of Stanford's football team, a fearless NFL athlete, a World War II veteran, and later, a successful businessman in Los Angeles. And then, as you might guess, he lost it all. Not just the money, but the fame, the career, the lifestyle. A total collapse. But it was precisely that rock-bottom moment that opened a door for him. Have you noticed? The greatest turning points in life don't come when you're at your strongest, but when you have nothing left to hold on to. And Andersen chose to walk a path that most modern people don't dare to take. What did he do? He chose to go inward, where truth needs no degrees or status to be proven, only lived experience. He studied ancient texts, learning from many wisdom traditions, from Hinduism to Zen Buddhism, from ancient Judaism to modern neuroscience. And the result was 3 Magic Words, a book that is not just a book. It is a bridge between those who doubt themselves and the great being they've forgotten they are. It's a map for those exhausted from searching for answers outside, finally daring to ask, have I forgotten who I am? And the fascinating part is, the first people who believed his words were not average. Who were they? Elvis Presley, Wayne Dyer, Gloria Swanson. Those standing at the peak of fame quietly practiced what Andersen shared. Do you know why? Because they understood. When you have everything, yet still feel empty, what you need is to remember yourself. And that is where the 3 Magic Words come in. Not as a miracle, but as a homecoming. So what exactly are these 3 words? I am God. You didn't mishear that. It sounds immense, maybe even arrogant, doesn't it? But don't walk away yet. Let me tell you what Andersen and the ancient sages said about these words. In the book of Exodus, when Moses asked God, what is your name? The reply was simply, I am that I am. Nothing more. No title, no role, just I am. And in many other traditions, from Hinduism's Soham, I am he, to Buddhism's concept of suchness, the root is the same. You are a living expression of the entire universe. But the irony is, we use those words every day to limit ourselves. Think about it. How many times have you said things like, I am tired, I am suffering, I am not good enough, I can't do it? You are activating a creative command. You are sending a signal into the subconscious, which cannot distinguish truth from falsehood, but simply manifests whatever you repeat. Andersen emphasized that when you start changing from the root, instead of saying, I am weak, say, I am strong. Instead of, I don't know what to do, say, I am wisdom. And most importantly, when you say, I am God, you are not declaring yourself as a supreme being to be worshipped. You are awakening a sacred truth. You have never been separate from Source. You've simply forgotten. If Andersen and the ancient sages aren't enough to convince you, then let modern science back it up. Dr. Andrew Newberg, one of the leading neuroscientists studying spirituality in the brain, did what was once thought impossible, measuring changes in the brain when people meditate and affirm their oneness with the universe. And he discovered something astonishing. When you enter a state of unity, like when you repeat, I am God, with deep understanding, the prefrontal cortex, the center of thought and direction, synchronizes, gamma brainwaves appear, and the amygdala, where fear is processed, calms down as if fear never existed. Isn't that amazing? No need for medication. No need to escape reality. All you need is to spend a few minutes each day, go silent, disconnect from the noise, and declare the truth of your being. You will enter a state of awakened peace, where clarity doesn't come from books, but from within. And if you're wondering, how can I touch that truth? How can I truly feel myself as a part of the universe? Then I want you to listen carefully to this part, because this is the heart of the entire method. U.S. Andersen kept it hidden for decades, not out of selfishness, but because he understood only those who are ready can truly receive it. I will now share with you 5 simple but profoundly powerful steps, practiced and proven by thousands, from successful entrepreneurs to people who once lived in darkness. They all started again from within. Step 1, detach from the outside world. You must step away from the screen, turn off the noise of social media, forget the packed schedule and all familiar worries. Just sit down and breathe. You cannot access God from chaos. Step 2, sink into pure awareness. You don't need to try hard or pretend to be spiritual. Just be present. Honestly, you are not the past. You are not your plans. You are this moment, and this moment is the doorway. Step 3, recognize the truth. In that stillness, you will feel one thing. You are not separate. You are a current flowing into the whole, not a theory, but a sensation, undeniable. Step 4, declare, I am God. But you don't say it arrogantly. You say it like someone who's come home after a long journey of being lost. You don't become God. You simply stop pretending you're not. Step 5, merge with universal consciousness. This is not some advanced meditative state. It's the moment you realize everything is in its place. No more need to control. No more fear. Just one current, and you are in it, naturally, peacefully, completely. The entire process takes just 10 minutes a day, but if you stay committed, it can completely reprogram the operating system of your life, not once, but forever. And that, perhaps, is the first step you need to awaken yourself today. And if you practice these 5 steps regularly, you won't just feel different, you will become a different person. And no, I'm not talking about becoming a better or more successful person. I'm talking about becoming the truest version of yourself, a version most of us have never fully lived. U.S. Andersen called this the 3 levels of transformation. And I want you to listen carefully, because you'll realize where you are and where you're going. The first level is liberation. When you start practicing, even after just a few days, you'll notice something strange happens. The constant worries in your mind begin to fade. Feelings like, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, I'm running out of time, suddenly feel lighter. Like the wind blowing away a layer of dust you didn't know you had carried for so long. And it is here. You'll finally understand what freedom truly means. The second level is creation. When you're no longer bound by fear, you begin to see what was always there but you never noticed. Ideas arrive unexpectedly. Opportunities appear at just the right moment. The people you need to meet naturally walk into your life. You're not chasing success. Success is chasing you. And then, if you continue, you'll reach the highest level. Unification. This is no longer about attracting or desiring. This is where you are no longer someone seeking abundance. You are the living embodiment of it. Money, love, peace. They're no longer things you chase. They are you. They are extensions of the energy you radiate. And what's fascinating is, from the first level to the last, everything starts from within. From one small decision, I will look at myself in a completely new way. Are you ready to walk that path? Because if you've listened this far, perhaps you've already begun. But there is a paradox that every deep spiritual practitioner has faced. When you discover something great, you want to shout it to the whole world. But Andersen advised the opposite, and he was right. I'll say this plainly to you as a true friend. Do not share what you're practicing with people who aren't ready. Not because you're arrogant, not because this is some magical secret, but the human mind is more fragile than you think. When you're just beginning this path, your belief is still soft, easily shaken. And just one scoffing comment, one raised eyebrow from someone, your frequency can drop instantly. Have you ever shared a big dream and received nothing but blank stares or worse, sarcastic laughs? If so, you understand, other people's doubt doesn't just hurt, it erodes your creative energy from within. And do you know the worst part? You begin to doubt yourself. That's why the ancient wisdom traditions always taught, do not sow seeds in uncultivated soil. What does that mean? It means you should only share these deep truths with those ready to take responsibility for their power. Those who dare to walk through fear and commit to living with deeper truth. And I'm saying this to you because I believe you are one of them. So keep this practice like a sacred seed. Don't bring it to the marketplace where people only look with ordinary eyes. Let your results speak for you. Let your inner light shine naturally. And when you're strong enough, you'll realize there is nothing to prove. You are the light. And the light doesn't need permission to shine. After all, what I want to say to you is this. There is one truth that very few dare to face. We are not lacking anything. We are only lacking one thing: remembrance. Remembering that you are not just a small being struggling through life. You are a living expression of source, of energy, of God. Not to be arrogant, but to be humble before the truth. You have always been this. I want you to pause for a moment and feel this deeply. You don't need to become anyone. You don't need to force yourself to be worthy. You don't need to beg the universe to give you anything. Because everything is already within you. The problem is, you forgot. And that's why these three words, I am God, are not a declaration of ego. They are a wake-up call. A simple but profound acknowledgement that you are not someone looking for miracles, you are the miracle. When you begin to practice this affirmation, not just with your lips, but with your whole heart, you'll feel something strange. It's not that money is coming, it's that money starts to recognize you. It's not that opportunities arise, it's that life starts reflecting you. The strongest, deepest, truest version of yourself. This is not a technique, not a spiritual hack. This is a homecoming. You don't need to do anything grand. Just stop denying the light within you. And when you truly remember, you'll no longer need to check your bank account every day, because you'll know everything is being activated from within you, not from the outside world. Repeat those three words like someone who's awakened, not someone still searching. And then you'll see the door doesn't open from the outside. It opens from within your heart. Personal perspective, I don't think this is a religious belief or a fanciful theory. To me, it's a new state of being, where we stop begging the external world and begin learning how to collaborate with the higher intelligence that has always lived within us. We don't need more. We just need to stop denying the sacred that's already flowing through us. This concludes our message, and it is all shared from a personal perspective. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, thoughts, or feelings about this video, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I genuinely welcome your feedback and questions so we can explore and improve together. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help spread these powerful insights.